Hi guys, this is Julie and I'm so super excited to join you today. And I'm going to start doing these calls once a week. Typically they're going to be on Tuesday unless I'm on an airplane like I was yesterday. But generally speaking, we're going to have them Tuesday, lunch hour, 12 o'clock. So you can schedule your days around it. If you're at work, you can take your lunch break then and schedule all your meetings around the noon because this is the time for people to connect who really want to launch. First off, I want to say welcome aboard. So many of you have chosen to join this movement in the past month and even beyond. And I just want to say congratulations on making a change and being willing to make a change in your life. I know it's not easy. I know things can feel scary, but you did it. And now, my goal is to help you become as successful as you dreamed you would be when you started. Look, I can't do it for you. Nobody could do it for you. And the difference between somebody who's wildly successful and we all look up to them versus somebody that's just not doing what they said they were going to do is, what do you do every day? Every day, you have the same 24 hours. Every day you get to make a choice on how you're going to spend your 24 hours. Are you going to let the phone call come in and interrupt you? Are you going to let the fact that you have to run an errand to Costco or you need to drop by and do that, or you got distracted because somebody sent you a message on Facebook, or oh, there was news, oh, the news caught your eye. What are you going to be distracted by? Are you going to be distracted by your goals? Are you going to be distracted by just, other people? Are you going to let other people choose your life, or do you get to choose your life? I promise you, this business works. It's been so good to Brian and I, and we love what we're doing because we get to be with our family, and not only is it paying us today, but it actually is creating our pay for tomorrow when someday we want to retire, when someday we want to help our girls get launched, when someday we have 3 girl weddings to put on. And so, this is why we're working today. But I love that it's not like when you work your job, you're literally just working today so that you can pay for today and put a little bit back for tomorrow. But what I love about what I'm doing now is that I work today so that I can have abundance for today, and I have even more abundance for tomorrow. So let's get started. Do you want to start your business, or do you want to launch your business? Let's talk about the difference. Starting your business is for people who are like, yeah, I'm going to start, and maybe next week. I'm really busy this week. And you get into next week and you're like, well, I reached out to 2 people. They both said no. So I'm going to start next week. And the next week comes, well, I reached out to 1. They said they were interested, but I'm too busy to follow up with them, so I'll just get them the next week. That's called starting your business. When you get there, you get there. And if you don't get there, it doesn't really matter. And I have to tell you guys, you actually put money into this. Pretend like this is a landscaping company. This is a landscaping company, and you've bought your tractor, and you have your truck, and you have your cart to pull things with. It's not a cart. What is that called? But anyways, and you've got all your shirts, and you've got your emblem on your truck. Are you just going to sit by and say, well, if it's meant to be, somebody will call me because they saw my sign because I drove it down the road? No. You're going to knock on doors. You're going to connect with people you know. You're going to ask them for referrals for people you don't know, and you're going to work your business. This is no different. You guys, just because you don't have a brick and mortar store, just because you didn't put tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars into this, doesn't mean that you don't have all the tax benefits, all the write-off benefits of having your own business, and that you don't have all the opportunity of what a business offers you. You just got in at a really great rate. So don't screw yourself over. Don't sabotage yourself. Work it. You started this not to start your business, which means I'm going to work it when I get time. But you did this so that you can launch your business. And the only way to launch something, like if you're going to have a rocket ship and it's going to launch into the sky, what does that mean? That means that there's rocket fuel in there. I live down here in Orlando and I see rockets launch. And they are about, I don't know how many miles away it is, but it's like an hour and a half from here. Do you know I can see when that rocket launches? It's like a fireball in the sky. And everybody sees it. And I'm an hour and a half away. So what is that? At least, I don't even know, 60 to 80 miles away from me. If your friends and your family can't see you burn, you didn't launch. And it's not whether they like that you're burning. It's not whether they're joining that you're burning. Do they see you burning? Because if they don't see you burning, you didn't launch. Look, not everybody loves it when the rocket launches down here in Florida. Shakes your house, rattles your windows, freaks people out. But it's still, we all see it. Can't deny it's happening. Can people deny that you have a business? If you ask the top 10 people around you, do you know that I'm having a business? Do you see me burning? And they're like, what are you talking about? You didn't launch. So I promise you, you got to launch. You got to launch. You got to do action every day. You need to do action of self-development. Look, I did my self-development today. I put my headphones in. I went to my HitFit gym, and that army man was like screaming at me. Music is pounding. And I'm listening how to connect and grow your team by 20 people in 1 month. I'm like listening and I'm connecting. I'm driving and I'm listening. I'm putting on my makeup. I'm getting ready for my day. I'm driving my phone around for me from place to place. I grab it and I listen to it while I'm making breakfast. I'm listening. I do that. I honestly get about it at least an hour in a day because I multitask and do it. But at least get 30 minutes in a day. Okay? If you're not doing that, if you're not doing your absolute best, your very, very best of connecting with people every single day, you're not launching. If you just want to start, then do that. But if you're actually doing this to change your life, to change your kid's life, look, I increased my pay by 60% last month. Can any of you say that? Did anybody get a raise in their jobs? Did anybody increase their pay by 60%? Think about that. If you were making 1,000, now you're making 1,600. If you're making 10,000, now you're making 16,000. I think I did the math right. So, but you get it, right? Massive movement. What is massive for you? You should be spending an hour a day, really, truly, an hour a day, reaching out and connecting with people, not getting training, not getting on social media and looking to see who you're connecting with, not doing personal development, literally picking up the phone and calling people. Massive movement. If you spend an hour a day and you are connecting with people you don't know, you could probably pull up about 15 or 20 in that hour. If it's people that you know, you could probably pull off about, my nose itches, 7 to 10 people in that hour. But in that, if you did that for 5 days a week, that's 50 people at the end, 50 or 100 people at the end of the week. So if it was 50 people because you did warm market times 4, that's 200 people a month. That is massive movement. You are responsible for your own business, and the biggest sabotager of what you're doing is not that it doesn't work, but it's you. It's me. It's managing our time. And truly, truly successful people manage their time. I don't have it with me, but I'm reading a book from John C. Maxwell called How to Influence Others. I love it. It's just a good book about how to love my family more, like how to love my neighbors more, how to love the people I don't know and I'm going to meet, how to love them more, and how to really be a leader. Because I know all of us in here, we want to change the earth. We want the world to be a better place because we existed. And if we think we can just wing it because we're really great, we're not being true to ourselves. It takes skill. It takes study. It takes learning. And so you guys, I encourage you to learn. I encourage you to do massive action, and I encourage you to launch. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. Let's see here. All right. Let's talk about when you launch. We have warm market. We have cold market. What is the warm market for? right? Oh, wait, before we do that, I'm going to go back. During your personal development, if you don't have a book, get on YouTube and listen to Tom's training. You guys all know about www.growyourylbusiness.com. It's got all the steps on there. Definitely connect with that. All right. Warm market versus cold market. People you know versus people you don't know. Some of you have told me, oh my gosh, I want to do only people I know. I don't care. Do people you know. Some people are like, not doing people I know, only doing people I don't know. Then do people you don't know. Here's the difference. People you don't know, it's going to take a lot longer to cultivate that leadership of you establishing yourself as a leader in their life. It's going to take a little bit longer for them to come over and trust you, which is why I'm reading books like How to Win Friends and Influence People, because I need to know how to connect with people in a way where they trust me, because if they trust me, I have this amazing vehicle for them that would change their life. It's changed my life and so many of your lives. And so why wouldn't I want to share that with them? But it takes some time. So if you want to start with cold market, start with cold market, but be super duper skilled. Be super duper skilled in how to connect, and just know it's going to take you a little bit longer overall to build your business, but you could do it. Warm market is people that you know. The reason so many people start with warm market is not because their warm market makes their business the most successful thing it's ever been, but because they use it to practice. Look, in the church, we used to practice different things on our friends inside of the church. Why? It's a safe environment. So if I'm going to practice praying for you, or I'm going to practice, speaking words of encouragement to you, it's so much easier to do it with somebody I know who loves me enough to not reject me and be hateful to me, right? As I'm taking my baby steps and learning to grow in my skill. Same thing with your business. As you're learning to grow, it's safe to do your warm market. And if you don't have a warm market that's safe, I really just encourage you to learn how to develop relationships with people where you can feel safe. That's such a valuable community to be a part of. But warm market is about a safe market. So you've got your 3-step map. You do it the same for the warm market as you do the cold market, pretty much. And you're going to practice connecting, asking good, genuine, curious, detective-like questions. And then you're going to send them to a simple presentation. And then you're going to enroll them with the 7 steps. Okay? That's what you do with the warm market. That's what you do with the cold market. But the warm market is a safe market. Some people, because of their ability to be really connected to their warm market, can actually grow their business to 6 figures a year doing a warm market. And you can do that. Maybe that's you. Maybe you have a high level of influence with the people around you. But if you don't, it's really not a big deal, because some of you are just going to use that warm market to connect with people. Do not get discouraged when your warm market doesn't receive you. Okay, a prophet is without honor in their own hometown sometimes, and people just can't see what you bring to the table. But so don't get discouraged over it. Use it as practice, so you can use your warm market as practice. Some people will buy leads, and I promise you, if you call about 100 people who've requested information on how to make money from home, and you talk to 100 people, you won't be nervous anymore, and you're going to be a lot more skilled at it. We kind of call them tire kickers because they don't always produce the best fruit. They can. I've produced, a couple here, a couple there doing cold leads. But the most important thing I produced was skill. I actually can talk to anybody now. And I'm not afraid to be rejected, because I've been rejected so many times. It's like I talked to somebody today actually a couple days ago. She has a business where bringing somebody in, it costs them $15,000 to start their own business. And in doing that, she can connect with cold market super, super well, but she doesn't want to connect with the warm market because she's afraid they'll reject her. And so my encouragement to her was, I want you to be rejected 15 times before we talk again. 15 times. Because once you get rejected 15 times, you're like, not a big deal. Just tell me no, because I'm ready to move on. But back to that warm market thing, I just want you guys to know, it's practice, okay? You guys have got to practice. If you're only practicing 1 time, 2 times a week, you don't have a business. You just have a hobby. And if you just want a hobby, I'm okay with you having a hobby, but I promised you I'd walk with you. I promised you I'd help you. And Tom is amazing. He's way, way more amazing than I am, but get connected to the training. Let's rock this together. So Warm Market is mostly for practicing. Sometimes they'll be your superstars. A lot of times they won't. Okay? Everybody wants money, but few actually take the initiative to get the money. That's why we always look at Hollywood, or we look at the super wealthy and we're like, wow, you're amazing. Or we look at the really high levels of people inside of the church, like my friend Todd White. I don't know if you know him, but we look at their lives and we're like, Billy Graham, you're amazing. Wow, if we could just be like you. Well, you know what? They paid a price. They didn't sit around searching Facebook. I promise you, they didn't. They woke up, they're driven, they're determined, they set boundaries, and they live inside of those boundaries. You can do this. You just have to choose to do this. So, but you got to do steps every single day. All right. I don't know if I should go on. Let's see here. All right. Let's talk a little bit about 5 steps to build your business. Okay. Step 1, you need to create an active candidate list. All right. Every person you know or you've ever met, Diamond Factory System begins to help you do this. Every person that you know or have ever met before, I want you to empty your mind onto a piece of paper and create an active candidate list. That doesn't mean you have to reach out to all of them, but you better have something. For those of you who have Diamond Factory System, use the contact manager in there. If you don't have it, you need to get a CRM. So develop it on your Excel, put it together on pieces of paper. Don't actually work. I've tried it. It's a nightmare. You've seen Tom's thing where you're like this. I got a ton of things. Which one is it? And blah, blah, blah. It's just crazy. Get yourself a CRM. Everybody goes on there. Okay. So number 2, I want you to constantly expand that list. That list is not all encompassing. I want you to expand it. It's not just who you know today, but who you're going to meet and who you're going to run into. Every day, after you put everybody that you have onto the paper, I want you to add 2 more. How are you going to get these 2? You're going to get them when you're out and about and you're meeting people. Not that you're blasting people with your business idea, but you're saying things like, hey, like I was on the airplane yesterday, okay? And I said things like to the person beside me, the plane was actually just touched down and I decided to talk to her. I'm like, hey, what do you do? And I found out she's an illustrator and she does this and that, but she's working in a hospital because she doesn't have enough money. And I saw some of her illustrations, really, really good, connected with her. And I said, oh, you know what? I would love to stay connected with you. Do you have a business card? She gave me a business card. And I said, I'm going to friend request you on Facebook. Let's stay connected. I never told her what I did. Never told her that I help people make money. I just made a relationship. What a thought. And now I have a friend who is an incredible drawer and who knows what's going to happen. So I'm going to stay connected with her. I'm going to reach out to her and we're just going to develop this relationship. Okay. Do that. If you're standing in line with somebody, hey, what gives you the day off that you're able to be here shopping in the middle of the day? Connect with people. 2 a day. Add 2 a day to your list. All right. No, do not lay down in bed unless you have your second one. I promise you 2 a day, and you do that 5 to 6 days a week. It's going to bring 14 people. No, that's 6 days, 12 people times 4. And that's going to bring 48 people into your business every month as a cold market that you can begin to cultivate. Over a year, 48 times 12. I don't know that math. That's horrible. I know it's like more than 480, right? Hang on a second. 576. If you bring in just 10% of those people, that's 57 people. All right. So if you bring in 10% at 57 on package B and you make about 225 off of that, that's an extra $13,000 in your pocket just because you made some friends. Think about that. And you never know which one is going to take off, because you only need 6 to take off to be an incredible superstar. Okay? Like to meet multiple 6 figures, 7 figures a year. Alrighty? All right. Back to my notes. So you're going to create an active candidate list. You're going to constantly expand the list. Number 3, you're going to raise awareness. Be aware of who you're running into. Be open to the fact that everyone you meet may actually be a great potential. Okay? They might be a great prospect. Top earners always do this. Top earners in this industry will always be aware of the people that are around them. Do not be a predator. I'm not talking about being a predator, but connect with other human beings and build relationships. I want you to live life like I gave you that example from yesterday. Remind yourself to raise your awareness and that there are others outside of your circle. All right? Every day you meet people, be aware of who you're around. I mean, we've just become a culture that's so self-absorbed and just like with blinders on, because I'm just about my life and my schedule and what I'm going to do. This, this is just about loving people where they're at. You never know where that will take you. So always be willing to connect and be aware of other people around you. Number 4, do not ever prejudge, okay? Ever. Never. Not for too much. Like, don't prejudge them like you're like, oh, they have too much money, they don't need any more. Or, oh, they don't have enough money. Or, you don't know what's going on in the world. No one is too cool for this or not successful enough for this. Our job is to not convince others, but to give them an opportunity. I know professional athletes who do this, doctors who do this. I know that in one of the poorest counties in the state of Florida is one of my biggest teams. Never, ever prejudge. Okay? Number 5, network on purpose. Join new groups. Okay? If you're like, I don't know enough people, join a group. Expand your horizons. Volunteer for charities and causes. Join something that will help with your hobby. Like, if you're like, I love to paint, well, then go join a painting group. Or if you're like, I really love the things of church, well, go volunteer and help out in the church. You know, I'm not asking you to like go do something that you don't want to do, but my daughter, she loves animals, so why wouldn't she go volunteer at the ASCPA or, like go volunteer to train animals and things like that. So just go join a group, be connected to people. So those are the 5 ways that you can begin to actively change your business and do something every single day. True growth happens when you have a burst of energy. This is not the time for slow and steady wins the race. You're not going to win the race if you're slow and steady, all right? This is a time for rabbit growth. And we all know how rabbits grow. And this happens during bursts. So I want to encourage you to have a burst. Do you want to get 20 people in 5 years? Do you want to get 20 people in 5 months? Or do you want to get 20 people in 30 days? Because if you do that in 30 days, it's going to so radically shift your team. Your head will be spinning and it creates a huge momentum. If you do 20 people in 5 years, you're going to really have nothing at the end. So this is a business about bursts, about growth. This is about time blocking yourself time. And you say, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work today for an hour. And in that hour, I'm going to spend 75% of my time connecting with people I know, people I don't know, following up with people, doing a step 1, a step 3, putting people in categories. If you guys don't know Tom's teaching on how to categorize people so that you can drip on them and you can follow up with them, so it's super simple, you definitely got to get a hold of that. This is a time for you to change your life. You guys, if you're not going to change it this year, when are you going to change it? You can change it next year. My gosh, I have so much to say. I'm not going to say it all to you, but I want you to choose your hard, okay? And I'm gonna make a note to myself because this is the message I've been preaching to my girls and myself. Choose your hard. But basically, here's the role of it. Everybody has a hard. Everybody has one. Maybe your hard is showing up to work 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, and you know what? You're just not being paid. I mean, are you being paid $50 an hour? Are you being paid $100 an hour to show up? Or are you being paid 15, 20? Even 20 isn't very much, you guys, not to live fully and freely on. So is that your hard? Is your hard talking to people that you know? Or is your hard talking to people that you don't know? Is that your hard? Everybody has a hard. Is your hard living without the full freedom that you really want? Is that your hard? Because you refuse to step out of what's comfortable, because you refuse to do your best every day. I promise you next year's coming. It's going to be May 31st, 2018 is coming. And do you want to be hard still then? Or do you want to look back and be like, wow, my hard was doing something completely out of my comfort zone, but I did it. I freaking rocked it. And we all show up and celebrate you when you walk across that stage in Young Living. Is your hard setting aside time to run your business when you know that you have other things to do, but this is your hard? And I'd rather do this hard because this hard's changing my life than the hard of working for somebody, because that's actually not changing my life. Is your hard going back to school for 4 more years and being in all that debt? What is your hard going to be? You got to choose it, because if you don't, it's going to choose you. It's like it's actually not going away. It's not. There will be a hard. What do you want your hard to be? So I love you guys. I love working with you. I love hearing your stories of success. And I love hearing your stories of failure, because a story of failure is a story of success. Because if you don't have people rejecting you, if you don't have people telling you no, you're not choosing a hard. You're just letting your life be chosen for you. So I really appreciate you guys. I love the interaction we have on our page together. I can't wait to see you all in Dallas. I'm trying to keep these things to 30 minutes. I know you guys had some questions, so maybe I'll try to pop on here and cover your questions, like what steps do I take to launch? Somebody had that question. Do I have to do a cold market? What about Dallas? Dallas is coming. Who's going to Dallas? I'm taking my whole family. I think like 4 of us are going into it at the same time. So I know Greg Bueno's coming with us. Christina McFarland's going to be there. Melissa Kibler's going to be there. Who else is coming? And contest, having huge contest. So you guys remember that, right? Like, I am giving away cash this month. So Young Living's paying you. I'm paying you. And you know what? If 10 of you won the $1,100 cash prize, I'd freaking give it away to all of you, all 10 of you. So definitely check out the prizes. Make sure your groups are aware of the prizes. Make sure you're connected with people. It's not okay to be on an island. You will never be successful on an island. And we got to be connected with others. So you guys are amazing. You're amazing, because so many people wouldn't take this opportunity to change their life, but you did. And so I just want to say congratulations. Let's launch this thing together. Let me help you get to your dreams. Go through Tom's training. Go through growyourwildbusiness.com. There's so much there that you would just be abundant if we all just did what was in that, and that's free. So don't spend too much time getting trained without launching. So go ahead, launch today, do those things today, and change your life. We'll do this again next Tuesday. And then we're also going to start launching live presentations for people who want to know more about the business. So what's today, Wednesday? Next Tuesday at noon, lunch hour with Julie, and we'll do it again. Love you all, and we'll talk soon. Bye.